Happy New Year everyone! I hope 2024 was a fantastic year for you, and here's to an even better 2025. And to kick off the year, I want to share with you an amazing tool that will make your animation workflow in Unreal much smoother. Let's dive into takerecorder. When it comes to creating animations for cinematics in Unreal, there are several options available, as I've demonstrated and discussed in my previous videos. But did you know that you can fully leverage Unreal's game side, utilizing pre-existing complex setups and managing your animation directly from there? That's the power of an incredible tool called takerecorder. Here's the context. Let's say you've got a character from Fab that's already set up with an advanced tape machine and animation blueprints. This means you can use the character as a pawn, a fully playable character, complete with animations, maps to inputs, and contextualized for gameplay. For today's video, I've chosen the fantastic Iggy and Scorch from Paragon, which is free and comes packed with cool features and a rigged setup. As you can see, there's a wealth of animations available, which makes our animation work much easier. For instance, features like foot placement on the ground are already handled. Since the animations are pre-configured, we get smooth transitions for actions like running and jumping, all while considering environmental interactions. If we were to replicate this manually in the sequencer, it would involve a ton of labor-intensive work, handling individual sequences, transitions between them, and so on. That's where takerecorder shines. With it, we can record everything we do in Pi, play in editor, and then reuse it directly in the sequencer. Awesome, right? Here's how it works. Start by grabbing an environment from the marketplace and adding your character to it. Since the character is a bit dated, its blueprints and underlying logic might not work perfectly out of the box. But don't worry, this workflow will focus on using the character's playable logic. If you try launching a Pi with the initial setup, you might encounter a few errors.
Feels like fixing this might be complicated, right?
Not at all, I've got some easy solutions for you. I've launched a simulation using the map from the character asset pack, but we'll need a few extra steps to get everything ready for playing and recording animations. First, let's identify what's wrong. The direction and vector events aren't working correctly, which is common with all the packs like this. Easiest fix is to download the third-person character template from the Add Content menu. Once that's done, go to the newly added Blueprints folder in the content drawer. Replace the skeletal mesh with Iggy and update the animation blueprint reference to use Iggy's animation blueprints. And that's it. While you could adjust the capsule size for better precision, it's not necessary for this example. Before launching a new Pi, go to the Windows tab and open World Settings, then set the game modes to the third-person game templates. Now, when you launch a play-in editor, you'll be able to control the character, move, jump, and more. Thanks to the pre-built animation blueprints, everything works smoothly. I can play in my scene, run, and jump without worrying about feet placement, ground matching, or other details. And in the end, all I need to do now is to record everything I'm doing here. Of course, for the environment, you will need to configure proper collision with the assets. That's something you need to pay attention to avoid having your character flying around or running on some weird stuff. To set up takerecorder, go to Windows, Cinematics, Takerecorder. When you click on it, this opens two tabs, takerecorder and sequencer. In takerecorder, you specify which actor to record in the viewports. You can also adjust various settings like whether to record it as a possessable or a spawnable actor. The sequencer tab is where the recording happens. It captures all the tracks and subsequences for the actor and its components, giving you reusable elements for your project. Now that we covered the overall concept, let's move on to practicing to better understand what's going on here. First, let's add the actor you want to record. You can either click on plus source in takerecorder or drag and drop the actor directly from the outliner. However, you notice something. Our character isn't spawned yet, which makes it tricky to grab the correct actor for recording, right? To fix that and have more control, start by dragging the blueprints character directly into the scene. For this example, there's no need for a player start actor. Once the character is in the scene, select the BP actor and in its details panel, find the option called Auto Process Player. Set it to player 0. Now when you launch Play in Editor, Unreal will automatically process the actor already present in the scene. This makes it easy to select the correct actor for recording, avoiding confusions with other instances that might spawn during gameplay. Once the actor is in the scene, you can now drag and drop it into the takerecorder window. For example, you might want to deactivate the Record Parent Hierarchy option, and depending on whether you record the actor as a possessable or spawnable one, you'll either get local or global space data recorded in the transform track. For this example, I prefer to set the recording type to possessable to avoid overlapping actors when replaying the session later. You can also rename the take or add descriptions to organize your workflow here. If the camera preview of the character becomes distracting during recording, you can adjust it in the editor preferences. filter for camera preview, and either reduce its size or deactivate it entirely to keep your view clean and focused. And now it's time to record. Launch the simulation via Play in Editor and quickly pause it. Click the record button in takerecorder, and after a 3-second countdown, unpause the simulation to start recording. You can now fully move your character around the scene using the animation blueprint setup to handle movements like running and jumping, and everything will be recorded seamlessly into the sequencer, saving you tons of manual effort. When you're finished, press the escape key to stop the recording. You can then use the folder icon in takerecorder to navigate to where your takes are saved, which by default is under a new folder called Cinematics in the Content Root folder. Opening the sequencer will reveal all the recorded data. As you scrub through the timeline, you see the animation has been captured perfectly. You are now back in the editor with everything recorded, ready for further adjustments or refinements. takerecorder creates subsequences with tracks corresponding to the recorded actor and its components. By double-clicking on a subsequence, you can access its details and explore what's happening under the hood. If you navigate to the text folder in your project, you notice a new folder next to the sequencer you just opened. Inside this folder, you'll find the subsequence we accessed earlier, and alongside it, an animation folder containing the animation sequence of the skeletal mesh used, in this case our little Iggy. This is a fantastic outcome. Now we have an animation sequence directly linked to our character, providing even more opportunities for refinements and animation management. For instance, here you can untick the force root lock option to retain the original transform of the sequence. Returning to your scene, you can create a new sequencer and add only the skeletal mesh here. From there, look at the animation sequence generated during the takerecorder session and integrate it here into the track. This opens the doors to combining the animation with creative camera movements, angles, and additional effects. You can take it even further by using Back to Control Rig with FK controls or employing a custom control rig for precise adjustments. If you're curious about advanced workflows, I recommend checking out my latest video on animation workflow in Unreal. There, I dive deeper into techniques for expanding these possibilities. You can also experiment with different skins for Iggy, incorporate particle effects, or design creative setups. The possibilities here are endless.
Oh, that's great! But how can I use in-game other animations provided with this character and then record them?
This is where we dive a bit more in depth in Blueprints to create a quick and easy animation trigger system.
Go to the event graph of your character and start by setting up an input trigger such as the E key on your keyboard. Search for the play animation node and set the skeletal mesh as the target. Specify the animation you want to play, in this case let's choose Ability Fire for example. With this simple setup, you're ready to give it a try in the Play Editor session. At first, you'll see the spawn animation running as initially configured in the animation blueprint. You can control the character afterwards, and now when you press the E key, the new animation is triggered. While this is great, there's a noticeable issue. When the animation finishes, the character becomes stuck. Although you can still move the character, the animation blueprint logic is no longer active. To resolve this, you need to call the animation blueprint again once the animation sequence has completed. This ensures that the character regains full control and the original animation logic resumes seamlessly. Back to the event graph of our character, right-click on the new anim to play input and let's promote it to a variable. Let's rename it to Fire Anim for example. By creating a variable, we are now able to easily call the node getPlayLength from it. This node will tell Unreal how long this animation sequence is. As you can see, we have a float type output, so we can combine it and use it with the delay node, for example. Once everything is completed, we can tell Unreal via the set animation mode node to go back to the animation blueprint mode. Don't forget to specify the target here, and let's give it a try now. Alright, it's working, that's perfect, but we have the spawn animation triggering each time the fire animation is triggered. You can fix that by deactivating the animation montage in the animation blueprints of the character here. You can unplug the anim montage node and then no more spawn animation. You can in the end recreate the same process but based on an event begin play where you tell Unreal to play the spawn animation once the game is launched, then give back access to the animation blueprint and continue like that. The same process with endless possibilities. Now you can record another session with takerecorder, repeat the process, adjust everything and create awesome shots. This could help you achieve a first advanced breakdown of your animation or even give you advanced animation work that you can polish afterward with ease. As I said, don't forget that Unreal is a game engine and we can use it as is for endless workflows including cinematics. takerecorder is also used a lot in virtual production to record virtual cam, actors with mocap for example and much more. Give it a try, it's worth it, trust me.
I hope you learned a new animation workflow in Unreal with this video guys, so let me know in the comments what you think about it. Happy New Year once again guys, and see you next week for another video as usual. Ciao!